Yeah. I've been so wrong, buying up the world just to make it feel like home. Hey, I've been wrong. You ain't know what's left to do when I only want to heal.
Today we're taking a retrospective deep dive into Lucky Daye's Algorithm album. This album came out in 2024. And it was definitely Lucky branching out into some more new sounds for him personally, and there was definitely artistic growth. I do like the project, so I'm just here to speak about the ones that really stood out to me song-wise and the overarching theme of the album. The album starts off with the upbeat, Never Leaving You Lonely, and I will say some of the vocals do sound slightly pitched upwards, but it does not take away from the groove of the track. Definitely something from that Motown-esque era. Yeah, so I could hear Stevie Wonder inspired production on this one. It was a great track. It definitely set the tone for the album, giving us this punk rock funk infused R&B masterclass. And for me, the track does lend itself to some nice themes. I do like how in the outro of the track, well, rather how in the intro of the track, we got like a preview of the entire project where there were these morphed sounds of all of the tracks on the project. So a couple that we could pick out were That's You, Diamonds in Teal, and so forth. So it was a nice tone setter for the project, and I think it does lend itself to being one of the stronger openings. We then get into the single HERicane, and for me personally, this was one that when it first came out, I wasn't blown away by it at all. But as the months progressed and I kept listening to this track, I actually quite enjoyed it. It's definitely a play on like the natural disaster of it all, while definitely correlating it to sex. Lucky does a good job. It's a play on words for the word hurricane, but HERicane spelled H-E-R. So I feel like that was definitely a nice touch. And the vibe of the song, that do 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 do, rain baby rain, rain baby rain. Yeah, that was phenomenally written. Again, it's groovy, it's upbeat, it's definitely blending genres superbly, and I think Lucky does pull off a good job of balancing the album when it comes to doing this back and forth and blending these older sounds but still making it sound new and innovative. We then make our way down into the project on track 3, entitled Soft. And this was where the album took a massive turn for me, because it got into this psychedelic punk rock outro. I just really want to talk about outro on Soft, and a lot of times the guitar was actually playing these chords that were not in the natural scale of the song, but it works. The pitch blending on this track, phenomenal. Again, it's upbeat, it's rock infused, it's high energy. I actually do like it. I do like the theatrical elements when it gets to that soft, because that's the only time when the track actually gets a chance to breathe before he hits you again with something a bit more energetic. So I feel like he does do a good job of balancing it. But overall, Soft, again, easily one of the stronger tracks on this project, based on lyricism, vocal arrangements, and production. It definitely does stand out, and again, that psychedelic ending really lends itself to the track being a masterpiece for me. We then journey into more of a R&B centric side of the project, where we get Pin, which is also slightly upbeat, but it's definitely a tone down. from the levels of upbeat that we got on soft, but it still does work out well. It's a good song. Not one of the favorites, but it's definitely a strong song nevertheless. As I said, this project is actually superbly written and produced. I was actually blown away by this, and I feel like the project easily started to become my favorite from him. Definitely, I prefer it to his prior project, the one with guests and so forth, but his project before that, I can't remember the name now, but the one with like extra and misunderstood and so forth, that was also a great project. But this algorithm, yeah, he definitely did his big one on this project, because we then get down to Top, which is kind of like the baby maker of the project. Well, definitely one of the baby makers. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's definitely a vibe. I feel like he blends it well, the way how he enunciates his words. That on low, relax, no, give back. That call and response segment, it works in there. Stop, stop, stop. Yeah, he definitely, his cadence on this project definitely sells me on the idea of him showing so much personality in the way that the music just is centered around a specific topic, but him still lending himself to these different variations in tone and so forth. So yeah, definitely one of the harmonic standouts on this project. This is where we get into the title track of the project, entitled Algorithm. And what this project is, this track just sums up the project masterfully, because what he does is he blends of different genres. The track almost works as a two-parter, where the first segment is pretty much your standard Lucky Daye rainforest R&B music, but then it gets this almost computerized switch up, and you know that lends itself to this album being termed Algorithm, where he starts playing on techie words like metaphysical, but meta-physical, extra virtual, but extrovert. So he was just playing on words like that, and I think it does work. Some might feel it was corny, but I feel like he definitely had the personality to pull it off, and it does work. And that latter section of the album, when he does bring back around that chorus for Algorithm, yeah, some of the most beautiful melodies you'll ever hear. So yeah, definitely Algorithm is one of the strongest tracks on the project, and for good reason. This is where we go down into the project and we get into the very first vocal feature, and this is Blame with Teddy Swims. Yeah, it's a good song. It's a good song. Vocally, they do deliver. It's probably around 4 chords, so not too much going on in terms of production there. I do like that bass line, doo-doom, doo-doom. Yeah, so that bass line does lends itself to being the driving force of the track, and definitely reinforces the idea of Blame is like this constant attack. So I feel like they do a masterful job of pulling that off in terms of Blame. And definitely my favorite line is that, and if love don't take us where we're meant to be, just blame it on me. Phenomenally written, great song, easily top 5 on the project for me. I feel like a constant theme of this review is me saying these songs are definitely top 5, because the project is actually so good. We then get down to Think Different, and for me, yeah, this is the other baby maker centric song on the project. And again, yeah, his cadence on this, girls like boys just toys. Yeah, the cadence, the flow, it works when he switches up and gets into more of his singing bag. It works, but I need you to think different, think bigger. It works. Great song, great production, good vocals, good arrangements. Yeah, definitely one of the strongest tracks on this. We then get down to Breaking the Bank, and I do enjoy this song. It's fun. It's more upbeat, so the album does take another gear up from here on out. What I will say about Breaking the Bank is definitely an album cut, which is a good album cut because I never skip it. I do enjoy it. It's fun. It's a bit sarcastic in nature with some of the lines, but again, fun nature of the track allows itself for you to just enjoy it as a standalone track on its own. So I won't take much away from Breaking the Bank. Solid. We then get down to That's You. Sorry. We then get down to That's You. Yeah, this song is just phenomenal. Vocally, this might be the strongest song on this project. He was living in that falsetto. Yeah, he was definitely killing that. Production wise, it's very reminiscent of Bruno Mars. I think he does have songwriter credits on this, so you have that there, but masterfully written. The piano, superb. That bass line, superb. Those vocals, yeah. Arrangements, the pauses and beat, the percussions, everything on this project is a chef's kiss. Especially for That's You. I feel like he does a masterful job of blending it all. And it's arguably definitely one of the best R&B tracks of 2024. And I would have loved to see That's You win a Grammy. Definitely a great song. We then get down to Mary. Initially, I took Mary for a track that focuses on Lucky being a womanizer. And lyrically, he does play into that idea on the track, but never quite. Well, I did eventually, but initially, it's what this song was actually about that got me. Because it's really a song about him singing about marijuana, but him personifying it to be a woman named Mary, which isn't a concept that I've never heard before, because Vybz Kartel has done that, and definitely a couple others. So, but just going into this track, although it does open with him taking a puff, I never quite put it all together initially. It did take me listening to this song on a couple of occasions to fully grasp the play on words he was going for and the puns. So it's definitely a good song. I like it. I really like Mary. I like the almost rock-esque type of song cries that he does throughout the song as it progresses. So definitely in my books, Mary is a great song and one of my favorites actually. This is where the album does take another shift towards the latter stages, and we go down to Paralyzed. This song is with Raye. And yeah, she killed it. She absolutely devoured this track. Lucky does well naturally, but her vocal arrangements, the harmonic structures that she goes for, the play on words, yeah. This is a good, and it's a ballad because it's a really slow song, but that does not take away from the intimacy or the intricate nature in how the song was written. So for me, Paralyzed is definitely up there. And that's where we get into the penultimate song on the project. It's entitled Lemonade. And it's a pretty basic song in terms of the message. It's really when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But it's a sentiment that I can always get behind because it's something we can all relate to. And production wise, that melody, that love won't let you go, that's phenomenal. But part of the song that really gets me is that I've been thinking with my heart, living in the dark. You tell me where we are, tearing me apart. I think I need a restart, skip this part. That is actually one of the most infectious pre-chorus melodies that I've heard in R&B music in quite some time. So I have to give him total kudos for that because he absolutely killed it with Lemonade. Great song, great writing, great production. Vocally, he does superbly on this song. So yeah, overall, no complaints for Lemonade. Definitely up there in the top 5 for me also. This is where we get to the outro of the track, of the project rather. It's entitled Diamonds and Teal. The moment the song opens, I knew it was Lucky Daye's Purple Rain. It's that good. We're in the key of, I think, D major, so it's like, and the song for a large portion of itself does toggle between that 1 and 5 chord. We do get some switches where he adds a 3 minor and so forth, so we do get variations on the track. But for me, it's the lyrical composition of the song. I think I'm going to do a complete breakdown of the track itself just to get into the nitty gritty of it all. But the lyrical arrangements on this song, superbly. You're here, but you're gone. I want to, but you don't. We're caught in familiar territories. Yeah, he was just cooking on this song lyrically. The falsetto works. The dramatic chords work. Percussives work. When he gets to that outro segment where the guitar goes wild, his vocals gets heavily reverbed and pushed back in the mix, and he's just wilding. Yeah. Best song on the project by a mile for me. Phenomenally written, phenomenally produced. Yeah. So let me know what your favorite songs on Algorithm are. My top 5, I'll definitely pin them down below also. And I do think I want to do a full in-depth review of Diamonds and Teal specifically because it's an amazing song. It's such an amazing song. So you can be on the lookout for that. Let me know if you agree with any of my opinions on certain songs. If you want to give me any additional details on others, you feel free to do so.